it's pretty extraordinary to have a group of people. A lot of us have been here a long, long time, and all of these people are my friends, and I think that that is a huge, huge part of it. I met this Chippewa Indian in Minneapolis who told me that you could ride freight trains from a little town called Wilmer, Minnesota, which is up in the northwest part of Minnesota. And there's a great Northern Pacific rail yard there. So he told me how to do it and everything. So I went up there and I hopped freights across to Tri-Cities, Washington, hitchhiked to Seattle, took the Alaska State Ferry to Skagway. I met some people on the ship that had a car that they were shipping up, and we drove it to Fairbanks. Then I hitchhiked around Alaska for a few weeks, and then I hitchhiked down to Homer, and I took the ferry to Kodiak. When I got to Kodiak, I walked up the street from the ferry dock and I crashed out under these trees that are behind, the Baranoff Museum there. And in the morning, I walked down the street, maybe in the afternoon, and walked up to this processing plant that had a door on it, big freight door with all the steam coming out. And I poked my head in there thinking, I need a job, but I really don't feel like working, but what's going on? And I poked my head in this door where all the steam was coming out, and this guy was in there, and there was like aluminum tables or stainless steel tables and water, and there were people in rain gear and they were doing stuff. And he comes over, he goes, "You looking for a job?" And I go, "Well, maybe, I'm not sure." And he goes, "Well, we need somebody here. Put on these gloves, put on this rain thing, stand here, do this, do that, and we'll do the paperwork at the break." So that was this guy, his name was Tom Thiessen, and he's the first person that I ever met really in Kodiak. We're still friends, he still lives in Kodiak. And then in 1983, I was a crab fisherman for many years, and I had a good crab season, and I was home on the couch after the crab season. It was like January, and I was reading the Kodiak Daily Mirror, and in the classified ads in the back it said, "Organic set net site for sale," and I had a phone number. So I called the guy up, and we met the next day, and we negotiated a little bit, not much, and I said, "I need to know that it's real." He showed me the skiffs, he had them in his yard, and he had all this new net, and a friend of mine was a pilot for Island Air, and we flew out here to look. There was a tent frame, and the tent frame was real, like we flew over it. So that like clinched the deal. So I went back and I had the money, I borrowed some from the state. I went back to school in 1998 at Kodiak College, and then I went to UAA in Anchorage. So I switched to an English degree, so I got an undergraduate English degree. But when I was going to UAA, they had a creative writing program, and I had already published a couple of things. And so they invited me to just take the creative writing classes. So I did that, but I didn't get a master's degree out of that. So I took master's level creative writing classes along with the English degree. And then when I graduated from UAA, then I went to Antioch, Los Angeles on a low residency program for a couple years, and then that's where I got the master's degree. Then the war in Iraq started, so I talked to the editors and the owner, the publisher, and they agreed to sign off for me to be an embedded reporter over there. And I think that I'm a different person for having gone there, I would say that. But people are so adaptable. I mean, people find a way to survive in any situation and even thrive in it. I mean, I remember there's just kids everywhere, right? And you'd see just kids, all these kids would come up to you and they were just part of the scenery. There were just a lot of kids around. So that part was pretty cool. Climate change is an X factor. We don't know what that'll be. But salmon are pretty well managed in Alaska. So if the climate remained friendly to salmon, I think there'll be salmon forever. Because like on Kodiak Island, there's no infrastructure here. And salmon depend on wild habitat to spawn. That's actually the biggest factor. It's not fishermen. You can control fishermen really easily by just saying you can't fish. You know, I really like it out here, and I like it more all the time. And you can make money at it. It pays for itself. We've had good years and years where we didn't make a lot of money, but we've always made some money. And it's really a cool place. And then the other part of it is the community of people out here. It's pretty extraordinary to have a group of people. A lot of us have been here a long, long time, and all of these people are my friends. And I think that is a huge, huge part of it.